Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. President says special economic zones are being established under CPEC to generate economic activities across the country. Pakistan's first culture and film policy will be announced tomorrow. China plans to initiate CPEC scholarships and training programs for Pakistani youth. APHC spokesman says Indian authorities have failed to suppress freedom struggle in occupied Kashmir despite all repressive and coercive measures. Protesters at a rally in Tel Aviv have demanded resignation of Israeli Prime Minister over corruption allegations. Norway has secured first position in Winter Olympics at South Korea with 14 gold, 14 silver and 11 bronze medals. And now the news in detail. President Mamnoon Hussain has said that special economic zones are being established under CPEC to generate economic activities across the country. Talking to a delegation of businessmen in Karachi today, he said the PMLN government has laid strong foundations for the development of the country during the last 4 years. The president said peace has been restored in Karachi due to hectic efforts by the government, which is very important for the development of the country. Mamnoon Hussain emphasized the need of joint efforts beyond political affiliations for the development of the city and the province. He assured the businessmen for solution of their problems. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Mariam Aurangzeb has said that China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a flagship project of One Belt, One Road vision which will ensure prosperity and development in the region. She expressed these views while addressing the inaugural ceremony of the CPEC Cultural Caravan Festival at Pakistan National Council of the Arts in Islamabad today. The festival is part of 3-day art and culture festival that started yesterday. Mariam Aurangzeb said the CPEC festival depicted Chinese and Pakistani culture and heritage on one screen. He said Pak-China friendship is based on mutual respect and love, and it is a wonderful part of our history. Mariam Aurangzeb said cultural agreement signed between Pakistan and China is a unique agreement ensuring the exchange of experiences of several sectors. He said Pakistan will take part in Shanghai Film Festival. She said the CPEC is a way of cultural harmony between the two countries. Mariam Aurangzeb said Pakistan's first culture and film policy will be announced tomorrow at the concluding ceremony of the 3-day festival. Earlier, speaking on the occasion, Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, Yao Jing, said that China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a way to establish people-to-people contacts of both countries. He said Chinese government is keen to start CPEC scholarship, training, theatre, film and cultural cooperation initiatives with Pakistan this year. He said the governments of Pakistan and China are taking bold measures for success of the mega project. The Chinese ambassador said support of people of the two countries is inevitable for the success for the CPEC project. He said that this project will ensure the long-term benefit and prosperity of the people of Pakistan. The chairperson Pakistan Prime Minister Youth Programme, Laila Khan, has said that 5 lakh laptops would be distributed among talented and deserving students by 2020 across the country, along with broadband internet services to improve their learning through technology. In a statement, she said the federal government's initiative taken in 2014 under Prime Minister's scheme for provision of laptops is aimed at encouraging and supporting deserving students to digitalize the mode of studies in public sector universities. The government has approved an amount of 3.652 billion rupees to plant 100 million trees in the country during the next 5 years. A spokesperson of the Ministry of Climate Change said tree plantation is continuing in all the 4 provinces, Gilgit-Baltistan, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and federally administered tribal areas in different ecological locations. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. President Azad Jammu and Kashmir Sardar Masood Khan has urged the United Nations Security Council and the UN Secretary General to take serious notice of the prevailing situation in occupied Kashmir. He was addressing a convention of British councillors, lords and mayors organized by the Pakistan High Commission in London. He urged the world leaders to immediately intervene to stop massacre and illegal arrests in the occupied valley. The AGK president said, instead of playing the role of a silent spectator, the UN Security Council should seriously play its effective and strong role in resolving the Kashmir issue. In occupied Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference has condemned India and its puppet authorities for resorting to customary tactics of placing curbs on the resistance leadership and gagging its genuine voice for freedom. According to Kashmir Media Service, APHC spokesman in a statement in Srinagar cautioned that the authorities were playing with fire and said that their despotic attitude was the root cause of growing uncertainty in occupied Kashmir. The spokesman made it clear that despite all repressive and coercive measures, the transgressors of people's rights would have to bow down their heads before the people's verdict. Saudi scientists have been able to transform the infrared energy emitted from the Earth into electricity. Researchers of the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology used a mechanical tunnel methodology to extract electricity from the infrared radiation which Earth receives in large amounts from the sun. They estimated that millions of gigawatts of energy per second can be extracted from the infrared radiation. In Israel, hundreds of people have rallied in central Tel Aviv to demand the resignation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over corruption allegations. The Bibi Netanyahu Go Home slogan once again united the Israeli crowd holding their weekly anti-government corruption protest in Tel Aviv. Earlier this month, Israeli police recommended that Benjamin Netanyahu be indicted over allegations of bribery, fraud and breach of trust. Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim says around 350,000 refugees from Syria will return to their homes in Afrin region. Speaking at Golak Naval Shipyard Command in Kocaeli province today, Yildirim said Turkey, with its ongoing Operation Olive Branch, is making important contributions to eliminate instability in the region. He said Turkish naval forces have power to eliminate any threat arising in both the Aegean and Mediterranean regions. Head of Catholic Church Pope Francis has said Syria is being martyred by continued attacks in the eastern Ghouta district. He was addressing thousands of Catholic followers at St. Peter's Choir in the Vatican today. Pope Francis called for an immediate end to the violence so food and medicines can get in and the sick and wounded can leave. Iran says attacks will continue on Damascus suburbs held by terrorists, but ceasefire will be observed elsewhere in the country. Iranian news agency Tasnim, quoting Iran's military chief of staff, General Mohammad Bakri, said today that parts of Syrian capital are not covered by the ceasefire and cleanup operations will continue there. China's ruling Communist Party has given a proposal to remove a constitutional clause limiting presidential service to 2 terms in office. Today's announcement, carried by state news agency Xinhua, said the proposal made by the party's Central Committee also covers the position of the vice president. Norway has secured first position in Winter Olympics at South Korea with 14 gold, 14 silver and 11 bronze medals. Germany got second position with 14 gold, 10 silver and 7 bronze medals, while Canada grabbed third position with 11 gold, 8 silver and 10 bronze medals. Closing ceremony of the event is underway at Pyeongchang right now. And now PSL. In today's first match of Pakistan Super League against Islamabad United at Dubai, Pakistan Multan Sultans were 63 for 4 in 13.3 overs a short while ago. Earlier, Islamabad United won the toss and chose to field in the match. And now the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Malakand Division, and Gilgit-Baltistan. To end the news, here once again are the headlines. President says special economic zones are being established under CPEC to generate economic activities across the country. Pakistan's first culture and film policy will be announced tomorrow. China plans to initiate CPEC scholarships and training programs for Pakistani youth. APHA spokesman says Indian authorities have failed to suppress freedom struggle in occupied Kashmir despite all repressive and coercive measures. Protesters at a rally in Tel Aviv have demanded resignation of Israeli Prime Minister over corruption allegations. Norway has secured first position in Winter Olympics at South Korea with 14 gold, 14 silver and 11 bronze medals. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.